What do you think are the most iconic old school fantasy stories out there? The ones that are just inundated in popular culture. Wonderland, Oz, Gulliver's Travels, whatever those places he went to were called. We could just say Gulliver's Travels. That kind of encompasses everything. Journey to the West. More recently, maybe Lord of the Rings. Is there anything I'm forgetting here? Some other super iconic fantasy world that is just everywhere in popular culture. Or those are the big ones. This story has touched on almost every one of them. I don't think we've done anything with Oz. Have we had flying monkeys? Have we had green-faced witches? Or probably more likely horses changing colors? Yellow brick road imagery? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that we've done Oz that I can think of. I don't think we've done anything super Oz. Like, maybe one character from Oz has been referenced, right? Like, but not, nothing major. Oh, Neverland. Neverland's another one. I don't think we've done anything with Neverland, which you think would be a natural because we've got islands all over the place. And pirates are in that story. I'm sure there's no way he's done this entire story and never referenced Neverland. I probably just missed it. But I think he got the idea from Journey to the West, among many other things. But I'm sure Journey to the West is in the DNA of the show, for sure. Gulliver's Travels is in there. I think it was Journey to the West and Gulliver's Travels were the starting point. I think we're in Wonderland now. This is the equivalent of Wonderland. It's not a perfect one-for-one, which it wouldn't be, because I think every one of his inspirations is a jumping-off point, and then he takes it in some wild-ass direction. But this is Wonderland. And I'm into it. We've got the witch, right? So, I don't think he's done anything Lord of the Rings. Again, I'm not as super familiar. It's been 40 years since I read the books. I just started Shogun over on Patreon, and it had been 35 years since I read the book. I'm discovering very quickly how little I remember of the novel. It's kind of crazy. I thought I had it back and forth. Like, you can just remember little touchstones, and it's like, damn, I didn't remember this 17 pieces of detail here. Jesus. I thought I was well-versed, right? So, yeah, it's probably that way, too, with Lord of the Rings. There's probably a lot. I've only read it the one time. It was kind of dry for me. Let's describe every effing twig, right? Every leaf, every blade of grass. The songs are a bit much. Although I could be conflating that with The Hobbit. There may have been more songs in The Hobbit. I can't remember. I never read the Silmarillion, but I did read The Hobbit, and I read, Lord of the Rings. So maybe I just don't remember enough of it to have gotten a reference. Anyway, I just think it's interesting. Like, we're definitely, like, nothing will convince me this isn't Wonderland. We've even got the Tea Party. So that's what this is. So I love that stuff. I love the references. I love the inspirations. And like I said, these are jumping off points. Nobody's ripping anybody off. So, all right, anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. You know where we are. You know where we're going. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to try to get a better look at this map this time. So there's the main castle to the right, and there's some other subsidiary castle to the left, and there's a bridge going across over the forest, and that enchanted forest is where they are. Okay. You feel like you could, like I said, if you go parallel to the beach either way, because if you think this is a beach, just go parallel to the beach. Either way, you're going to hit a wall, and then you follow the wall to the beach. That's how you get out. You don't follow these trails now that you know what's going on, right? Yeah, so I think that's what they're going to end up doing. Yep. That's just wonderful. What about if we take your head off? It's very easy for Sanji's face to make him look like an asshole, because that's happening with his brother. He just doesn't typically... Like, I've had my complaints about Sanji. There's a lot about him I don't like. You can't say he's an asshole, right? So, it's interesting that they're giving him that douchey asshole look on his expression on his face now. when we've never seen that before. It's a chateau. Okay. Denied. You people suck. Oh. Hey, man. They're staying with the iconography, aren't they? I like this a lot, man. Yeah, we know. We've come here many times, Stanley. Yeah. This is pretty cool. I like it. Right. I see the vision here. Okay. Very castle-y, by the way. We've also got the Capone who has a castle, of course. This is a very castle-y story arc. I see. All the ships together form an island. What about infrastructure? You have to have people taking care of infrastructure, logistics, right? They can't all be soldiers. Somebody has to acquire food and prepare the food and, all that stuff. Maintenance. This is the problem I have with Klingons. Everybody in Klingons a warrior, but then who does the farming and how do you have like a business and statistics and navigation, these things that aren't really rah rah and kicking your ass kind of fields of work. Doctors and scientists. If you have a warp drive, somebody had to invent that, and if you're inventing a warp drive, you're not fighting people. So the entire race cannot be just fighters, but it's always portrayed as the entire race of fighters, right? So that's something you have to be careful when you're doing your world building. No entire race is going to be just one thing. I mean, I assume the Spartans, they had farmers, right? But I don't think they're necessarily saying that. They're just saying most of them. I mean, you need a janitor to clean the toilets, right? Why are you so sad, man? Well, if that's his sister, why are we looking at her tits and her legs? Like, what are we saying here? Are we in Sanji's point of view? He's not going to be looking at his sister's tits and legs. What are we doing here? He's so salty. Which is ironic considering he's a cook, right? Hater. Right. Oh, we're going to get a little flashback to this, huh? There's no such thing as mercy. Jesus. That's cold, man. It's a cold world out there. What are you hung up on? Hell, that's its own form of royalty. He's more famous here than he ever would have been as an assassin. Which, I don't think assassins necessarily want to be famous, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Just sit back and, enjoy the fruits of their labors. So they're more mercenaries these days than they are assassins. I see. Yeah. She's a great girl, but I'm not going to do it by force. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. I got somebody to cuss out. Finally, the dad. I guess it makes sense he'd be a really large man. Although it's odd that his children would all be normal size. See, wouldn't his children be his size, you would think? Yeah, unless they're adopted. Yeah. Well, shit. Mad disrespectful. Yeah. You did kind of kick his ass, didn't you? Yeah. So I guess Dad's gonna kick your ass. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't use my fists. I think you're down for this. This seducing woods is. I'm gonna have to get used to that. That's right. Move around. He's never gonna figure this out. Of course, if you keep gloating, he's gonna see you. Y'all some idiots. Yeah. Just in time. They disappeared just in time. Kind of weird. He's gonna kick your asses, man. He don't care about you. Yeah, you better disappear real fast. Yeah, that's your next MFing job. I like terrible ideas that's gonna get me shattered. Yeah, keep it creepy, fellas. They're nice and creepy, that's true. But I don't think he cares about some trees, man. Flowers and shit. He's gonna stomp them out. He's been gone his whole since he's about 4 or 5, right? So it makes sense. A lot of these people have never met him. What is he now? 20? He's been gone 18 to well, I guess about 15 years. That's right. You got wrecked. That's what you get for looking like me. He messed you up. Oh shit. The hell, man. Damn. What the hell just happened? Are these robots or something? I feel like I missed something there. Got his hands in his pocket. There's nothing more disrespectful than being about to fight somebody and you got your hands in your pockets. Now, I know he doesn't use his hands, but still, disrespectful. It's about to be some shit. Anytime, any place, bitch. You got his eyes closed. You really want to take this, hey, old man? You really want to take this L in front of all your people? This can be embarrassing as hell. Yeah. Unless he ain't gonna fight back. I find that hard to believe. I would be surprised if he didn't. Okay. At least he's gonna avoid. Yeah. I float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I like the guy back there. It's like this. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Watch me twirl around. That's right. I'm strong as hell. Yeah. He's about to light you up. That's right. Burn his shit. Yeah. Don't get mad. It's like hit somebody. It's like, damn, why'd you hit me back? I hit you back because you hit me, bitch. Yeah. See, they got technology, right? He don't need that crap. Yep. Yeah. We can do a sham marriage, right? This was his plan. Okay. But dad's about the you got to follow the letter of the law, right? You big bad. How much more clear can I make this? So we're getting this, huh? It's actual flashback. Yeah, look at him. Guess he's number 3 son, right? Somebody was telling me that the names actually correspond to when they were born. It's kind of cool. You know, a watch cake never floats or whatever. Rises. Floats. You know what I mean. Everybody's a different color, just in case we get confused. Is this a souffle? Cake, of course, cake. I was right the first time. Wonder if they knock him out and put him on board a ship or something, get rid of him. Yeah. Damn. That's not very nice. Y'all some bitch ass. What do you do with your time, man? So, number 1 son can't be attacked, huh? He's strong as hell. He's already got that hockey going or something, right? Damn, man. Wow. Number 4 needs to shut up. I know I can beat number 4. I don't know about these other 2. Yeah. Go to hell. Gee, I wonder why I don't like my family. F off. Yeah. I got an F word for you. Yeah. Just keep it moving back there. His little boy voice sounds like Chopper. Is it the same actor? I bet it is. Weak. That sounds like Chopper, man. I'm telling you, man. Weak. Yeah. Hey, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. I wonder if he just literally just ran away. I thought maybe this was imposed on him. He probably just got on a ship and screwed off, right? Yeah. Go to hell. Later, sis. Oh, okay. She's just as big an asshole as the rest of them. Gotcha. Yeah. Damn. That redhead, he's got serious issues, man. So even number 4 is going to beat me up, huh? Damn. Yeah. Wow. We all stood there and watched you do that flashback. Yeah. I mean, we were standing here for 4 minutes while you were in that flashback, man. That was a long time for us to wait. Yeah. His sister is still an asshole. Yeah, you need weapons because you're a bitch ass. Oh, okay. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna embarrass you with my feet. Hey, you didn't teach shit. In your ass. That was, again, mad disrespect. You cut some of his hair with that sword. That was sweet. Yeah. I'm gonna use my hands to smoke. You know what's gonna kill me? Lung cancer. That's right. That's right. He is humiliating you in front of your men. What are you gonna do about it? Well, nothing this episode. That's for goddamn sure. Similar situation here for me was, because I had to. My dad never beat me, of course, but mom divorced him, and when I was like 6, and moved away, and started taking on these various husbands, 3 stepfathers, varying degrees of beating me up. Mostly they beat her up, but a few of them they would knock me around a little bit. Like I knew how to stay out of trouble, so I didn't get much of it. My older brother got a lot of it because he's an asshole and he wouldn't take any shit from anybody, right? So he would talk back to him. He was older, 3 years older than me. So he'd be like 10, 12, 13, 14, talking shit to the stepfather. So he just beat the crap out of him. I never did that, so I didn't get a lot of that, right? But he would beat me, my older brother, right? Beat me up. Various reasons. A lot of times he was trying to scam me or con me and I wouldn't do it, so then he'd get mad. Just other times he just was taking it out on me what he was getting from other people, right? So, but the thing was, I took it as a matter of personal honor. I was never going to ask for help like we saw Sanji do here. Sanji must have believed he would get the help, which I don't understand because he's this age. He should know his father by now. And what would he have seen from his father up to that point to make him believe that his father would help him if he said, help me, right? And, mom had no way to corral my brother. I mean, he was just as disrespectful to her as he was to the stepfathers. He didn't respect her authority. He didn't, she was a weak disciplinarian. She would, like, you're grounded for a week and the next day let you go out because you're being annoying and loud. So, weak disciplinarian, right? So he didn't respect her. So going to her wouldn't have accomplished anything. So I refused to do it, right? So that's the only thing that where Sanji and I differ here is it would be a cold day in hell before I snitched on him, or because that's another thing too. Snitching is by omission. You can't handle your shit, and you need somebody to rescue you. And I know I was 3 years younger. I couldn't handle my shit. I did need somebody to rescue me, but I was of the mindset that it'd be a cold day in hell before I admitted that, right? Like I was a stubborn asshole, you know. So that's because I'm kind of obviously I'm very vibing with Sanji on this and backstory. We have similar, you know, because it's a sibling abuse, right? You don't really see the sibling abuse in media. It's always the father, the mother, the stepfather, the stepmother, maybe a grandparent beating the kids around. You never see the siblings do it in media. Very rarely do you see that. And that's always what I'm looking for because that was my experience. Probably a good 60% of all the physical abuse I suffered as a kid was from my older brother. A lot of it, there's also a lot of mental abuse, you know, verbal abuse and shit as well. Emotional abuse. And you don't see that depicted in media. So this is a rare case where the brothers were definitely worse than the father. Now, obviously, the father is an adult, so like there's more blame on him just off the top. He raised them to be this way, and then not helping. The dad's a piece of shit, clearly, right? But they're depicting the actual abuse from the siblings, even the younger one, which is wild. Because I had a younger brother too, right? And I'm not gonna say I never bullied him because I did. You know, shit rolls downhill, and I really regret it, and I feel bad for, you know, taking my frustration out on him, which is kind of why I understand why my older brother did it, right? You know, he was catching shit from the adults, so he passed it on to me, some of it, right? I passed some down on my younger brother, and I do regret it. You know, it wasn't like an everyday thing or even an every week thing, but it happened. You know, with my older brother, it was almost every day. It was certainly every week. But my point really is that I love the depiction because I'm sure it's a thing. It couldn't have just been my family where this happened. There have to be a lot of cases where there is older sibling abuse, and you just don't, because a lot of families are just single. You know, there's only children, right? My best friend was an only child. So a lot of people, so some of these writers, if they're only children, they're never going to experience that side of things. They can conceptualize adult abuse, but they can't conceptualize the sibling abuse. And it's more insidious too because it really disrupts the entire household. Now, this is not a normal situation, of course, but you have employees and minions and shit. But it disrupts the entire household because it feels like nothing in the house is safe, right? You know, because you have the parents are allowing it to happen, you know, and there had to have been signs that this was going on. Like, there had been times where my mom would come, I don't remember specifically, but there had been times when my mom came home, I'm beat up, bleeding, and was she just like, well, boys will be boys, I'm going to be in the bedroom, you know, like, you know, there had to, you know, so that had to have been happening. And so then, like, with all these different cases where the sibling abuse is happening, the parents have to know that something's happening, right? And they're not doing anything about it. The healthy households, they do something about it, and it doesn't last for very long, right? But the ones where it persists, the parents are either willfully ignorant or just never home. I don't know. I mean, it's just, this felt like, it's just a snapshot. It's one incident. But to me, it felt very grounded and very realistic. And how they egg each other on, usually, like, and it was only the one older brother, but I can imagine a scenario where there's like, he has two older brothers and they even got the younger one involved. They single out, this is going to be our target. I wonder, like, after Sanji left, did the two older ones then target number 4? Because they got to have somebody, they have rage. It wasn't just that Sanji sucks. Sanji cooks, who cares, right? These kids had rage. They were probably being beat up all the time by the father and by the people who were to train them, right? Sparring. They were probably sparring all the time, getting beat up, frustrated they can never beat their sparring partners and their teachers because, you know, they're so much younger than them, I mean, smaller than them. So they need to channel their rage somewhere. So after Sanji's gone, I assume the older two then targeted the youngest because they have to channel their rage somewhere, right? That's probably what happened. We'll probably never know, but, like, I assume that's what happened. Because that's what it's really all about. Like, you're just trying to channel your rage. You know, it has to go somewhere. But I feel like when there's more than one of them, you probably have the ringleader who clearly was the redhead, egging the others on. I feel like if the redhead wasn't around, it was just number 2 and number 4, there'd probably be some taunts and some words, maybe a shove every now and then, but you wouldn't see what we saw here, right? So you always get a bad egg. I think is probably how this works with a larger number of siblings. You'll get a bad egg who instigates shit, and the others, their heart really isn't in it, but they don't want to be the victim, so they go along, right? I don't know. It's all very interesting. This is a very interesting flashback here. The only thing we don't know, I guess, is we don't know how he actually ended up on that ship. But I assume he ran away. And he maybe even told him, maybe he had a confrontation with him, eat my ass, I'm out of here. I probably so, you know.